And of course, GG, there always has to be someone that comes in second place. And that was the Perth Inferno, who had an outstanding season, finished on top at the end of the regular season, played their butts off across the entire weekend, beat the Lightning 3-1 in the semi-final. And they started that semi-final quite slow, didn't jump out of the blocks real quick, but they found a way back to win that game. And even in the final, they didn't perform badly. Everyone left it out on the ice, and every shift they're out there working hard, but it just wasn't to be for the Perth Inferno.
Yeah, I mean, that first semi-final, you can say Perth started slow. I think Brisbane started unbelievably. They were driven, focused, played an excellent game, and Perth couldn't get into the game for a long time until I think late in the second period. They got some power plays, and eventually they got a goal kind of late on. So I think part of that, Brisbane, the way that Brisbane played, they deserved to win over the weekend. For sure, and they end up getting fourth. We'll get into them a bit later, but yeah, congrats to Perth. Probably the players will be disappointed, but it's their best ever finish. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to them on being minor premiers. Hopefully they'll all be back next year for a last dance style performance. And Danielle King respecting again. Brisbane played amazingly for the whole semi against Perth. Yeah, the Sasha King was huge for the Inferno, just to keep the team in there until they managed to wrest some control of the game.
Yeah, we've got a segment for the goalies a little bit later on because they were all unbelievable. We have got a couple of goals here, one in the semi-final and one from the gold from Perth. We'll chuck it up on the screen.
Unselfish play there from Jamie Goonan to block that shot that was coming in. It had a bit of heat on it. It was from an Inferno player, of course. Here's McClellan shooting. There it is! Georgia McClellan! An unbelievable shot from an impossible angle. Makes it one apiece. Clark Crompton. Good pass out here to Scala. Salmons is ahead here. Salmons. Scala! Perth get it! They get one. It just gives them something. It was a great 1-2 play between Scala and Salmons.
That was the gold, the lone gold goal for the Perth Inferno. At that semi-final one from Georgia McClellan, that was the one that really got the Inferno going, and they ended up going on to win the game. Head coach Graham Hyde, he looked pretty distraught after the final, as you would. GG, all these teams, all these players, all these coaches put so much into the season. For the Perth Inferno, it's a hard pill to swallow. But talking to some of the players and some imports after the game on Sunday, you get a sense that some of them might look to return a bit of unfinished business.
Yeah, you'd certainly like to see that. I think it would be, great for the league to have some of these players return. I think that the way that the Perth Inferno have played this season has been fantastic. They don't mind giving up shots to the outside, to the low kind of 5% areas. They rely on Sasha King being able to save those ones, 98% of the time. It's worked for them. It worked for them right up until the final. But yeah, they'll be back. I hope. I know the coaching staff. They're not sure if they're going to be renewed for next season, but we'll see what happens there. But yeah, they were a fun team to watch.
And one player that we've spoken about a fair bit, and I've written about as well, and we spoke to Tony Hyde throughout the weekend. It seemed like even Tony Hyde was a bit surprised in the gold game. Zoe Webb was jumping up into a rush and looked really, really good out there, getting into the offense as well. So for such a young player who looks like to have a big future, Zoe Webb was really good for the Inferno.
Yeah, and it was great for the team because they only had one player under 18 that they had to keep an eye on to make sure that she was staying out of trouble. But yeah, I heard Zoe Webb blocked a shot kind of early on in that game that kind of impacted her ability to push forward and to push up, but played through it, and she'll be back. And what a fantastic growth we saw from her. Catching up on the chat, Danielle King, I'm so proud of our Perth Inferno team. Such an amazing season and some wonderful memories and achievements. And head coach Graham Hyde, the best team on the weekend, won. Huge congratulations to the Ice this weekend.